What's up, guys? This is Brave, and I'm back for another review of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. This is season 11, episode, I want to say 7, and the episode is titled Sorry Not Sorry. Let's get right into the review, y'all, because we gotta start off with Scrappy and Ciara going back and forth, arguing, to the point where she's like questioning him on if he messed around with Diamond and saying how he did Bambi so wrong and all of this stuff. He's going back and forth with her. This was too much. This was absolutely too much. Ciara, you putting in so much effort worried about what Scrappy and Bambi got on when you the same lady who needs to get Eric up out her house because he's searching through her kids' stuff. Like, let's be honest here. Ciara, you are not innocent in this situation because you have stirred up more drama for your homegirl Bambi. You and Erica are making things worse for that girl. It's bad enough she has to deal with the fact that her marriage has fallen apart. You know, she's dealing with technically her husband, who is not being able to provide for the kids in the way that he should have, because he should have absolutely made sure that they kept a roof over their heads. So now she's dealing with a divorce, all of this. And then you have Erica and Ciara, because they have messed up relationships as well. They decide that they're going to confront Scrappy. Like, here's my thing. If Bambi is venting to y'all about, what's going on with her and Scrap, that's one thing. It's one thing for y'all to be supportive of her and all of that. But none of that is a reason for y'all to go try to confront Scrappy as if that's y'all man. Y'all are confronting Scrappy on stuff that she's not even telling y'all to talk to him about. Y'all can really keep it cute, say hi and bye to this man, and let Bambi handle her own affairs. Because let's be honest, y'all, we're 7 episodes in. How many times have we seen Bambi and Scrappy have a conversation? One time. However, we've seen him have multiple conversations with Erica and now Ciara. Like, come on. Now, I'm not going to say that Scrappy was right in any of this. I feel like they both are wrong. But honestly, I think that especially men on reality TV shows, they are tired of women airing them out unnecessarily because this was all uncalled for and them not being able to defend themselves. I think that is what has happened with a lot of these reality show men. They are tired of the women being able to throw things, at them, not physically. I'm saying, like, they're just like saying things and putting out there whatever that they want to, while a man is supposed to just take it and sit there and be like, well, that's a woman, I can't respond. No. Some of these men are starting to speak up, and I feel like when it comes to Scrappy, he should have just walked away. Because we've already been arguing long enough with Erica. You ain't got to come for round 2 to come argue with Ciara. And also, Ciara, I'm going to need for you to not walk up on men as if you that nigga. Like, you was walking up on Scrappy like you was going to put hands on him. And the thing is, again, I know that we love to say men should not put their hands on women. I absolutely agree with that. But also, I need for women to not approach men in a way that looks like they're trying to get physical with them. I don't think either party should get physical. And honestly, I have to agree with Chaotic when he was in his confessional saying, Ciara, mind your business. Because I feel like that's the only thing that we, all the fans, want. We want Ciara to mind her business and get Eric up out her house. Because she came on the show this season crying and whining about how Eric treats her so bad. Eric be cussing her out. He dogged her out in front of her kids. He didn't like the fact that her child came back to live with her. He doesn't really want her to be a mother. He only wants her to be up under him and basically let the kids run free, I guess. He went through your daughter's things. You basically had to secretly plan to sneak out and move out of the house that y'all shared. You had all that going on with Eric, but then if we look on social media, you still parading this man around town? Girl, get up out of here. But you got all the time to argue with Scrappy. please go mind your business. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and move on, though, because I'm tired of talking about Sierra and Scrappy. Here we go with Yandy. I'm sorry, I just don't see it for Yandy, y'all. Like, I don't see her purpose on being on the Atlanta cast. I don't see it at all. Like, I feel like they literally moved from New York because the show got canceled. And this show is their main bread and butter. So we had to move to Atlanta. And honestly, they don't even mingle with the group well. Like, it's a no for me. We don't see Mendeecees hanging out with Chaotic or hanging out with Scrappy. And then Yandy don't even really hang out with the girls like that. She just kind of pop up randomly. Like, why is Yandy not a friend of the show yet? I mean, I know that she was, friends with Mona Scott Young back in the day, but Mona ain't even running the show no more. So how does Yandy still have a spot, but Carly Red don't? Because I feel like they equal playing field at this point. But nonetheless, we jump on over to Yandy Smith Harris. I still don't know how she's claiming the name Harris when she never married Mendeecees because she didn't want to pay restitution. Y'all remember that? But let's go ahead and go on to the scene. So we see her with Lil Mendeecees. They are doing some type of TikTok video or whatever, trying to promote her skincare line, I believe. Now, I have a question. Has anybody tried Yale Skin? Is it a good product? Someone please let me know, because I've never heard of anybody using the product. Nonetheless, here comes Mendeecees. Y'all, is it me or does Mendeecees look worn down now? Mendeecees looks real tired. Like, I remember when we first met him, and everybody's like, ooh, Mendeecees kind of attractive, whoop-de-doo. He got, tight teeth, but attractive man. Now I'm just like, sir, why are you looking so old? You looking tired. What are you doing over there with Yandy, sir? So he comes in to talk about how he did this interview with Shannon Sharpe, and basically there was a sound bite that is going viral about him, I believe, putting his mother up for collateral when it comes to him being like a drug dealer back in the day or whatever. And now his mama is feeling some type of way. Y'all, when is his mama not feeling a type of way? Ain't his mama named Judy or something? When is Judy not feeling a way? She always got something to say, especially when it comes to Mendeecees. And you already know she don't like Yandy. Hell, we don't like Yandy. But nonetheless, I'm just like, I'm over this storyline. I want us to find something else. And here's why. I feel like every time when it comes to Yandy and Mendeecees, they don't have anything going on. But they like to bring people in to be their storyline. For example, Mendeecees' mama. She ain't on this show. She ain't got nothing to do with y'all. What else is going on? Like, even when they were on the family reunion, y'all remember that? And they had mentioned, like, how his mom would, like, leave him and all this stuff. And it's like, yeah, it's cool for him to share his story. But didn't we already go through this of his mama being upset because she felt the way of the things that he said? And then, previously, it was always the baby mama drama. Like, what else does Yandy have going on? Like I said earlier, she doesn't interact with anybody. I don't think that y'all gonna get a spinoff of the Yandy and Mendeecees show. So let's just go ahead and let them ride off into the sunset. Y'all, let's go ahead and move on, because what the hell does Spice have on her head? This blue braided wig, I have no words. I don't even know what to say. First of all, Spice, I need for you to stop with the blue hair. I need you to give us a nice, sleek, slick, black, long hair. That I can work with. But you and this blue, it has to be stopped. So basically, she's going to the doctor or whatever, and we learn that she has a second hernia. Here's my thing, y'all. I just wonder, like, is Spice just dragging all of this out or what? Because I guess for me, I'm just giving her a side eye because she has never officially said what happened to her. The first time, she would just be like, oh my God, I almost died on the table. I was brought back to life. I was given a second chance. And all that's good. But like, girl, what happened the first time? Was this because of bad plastic surgery? What's going on here? Then for you to hit us with, oh, now I have a second hernia. Oh my God, I feel like I'm going to die again. This is like round 2 of this. And then on top of that, you had us be dragged through your friend drama that was all made up. Spice is just doing way too much this season for me. Like, I get it. She's having all these health scares and all of this. But, like, I don't know. Like, I'm just not feeling her either. Her and Yandy, they can go for me. But let's go ahead and move on because we have a group adventure, you guys. We have Jessica basically hosting like a little bootleg wellness retreat for the ladies. You have Amy Luciani showing up, Erica Mena, Bambi, Sierra, Yandy came, and I want to say that may have been all the ladies. So these girls are suffering through a sound bath. And the reason why I'm saying they're suffering through it is because none of them have ever done a sound bath, and it's just not them. And that's fine because sound baths aren't for everybody. So let's get to the meat and potatoes of why we even here. The girls go to have a drink or whatever. Next thing you know, Mama Rashida comes because I feel like now she be acting like she everybody mama on the show. And they talk about what's going on in Bambi's life. And y'all, it is very clear that Bambi is proud that her friends are handling the conversations with Scrappy so she don't have to do it. It is very clear that she allows her friends to overstep, and she's okay with that. She's okay with them arguing with her baby daddy, or should I say her husband. She's okay with that. That's strange to me because I'm like, at some point you need to tell your friends, like, you know what? Y'all don't need to argue with Scrappy. Like, that's between me and him. You know what I'm saying? But no, that's not what's happening. Because you have Sierra talking about some, oh my gosh, he was saying so many awful things about Bambi. Like, he was basically trying to dog her out. And I'm like, well, that's not what we saw. We saw him trying to defend himself. I don't remember hearing him talk really bad about the Bam. But what does Bambi do? Bring up the fact that, you know, oh my gosh, no, it's his mom. His mom is the issue. They have, what does she call it? An emotional, incestuous relationship. All this stuff. And I'm just like, now how did we even get here? Like, I'm sorry. Like, I understand that Bambi is going through a divorce, but what else is going on? Can we see you in the Shimmer store? Like, I don't know if Shimmer sell eyeshadow or if it sell bundles of hair. Can we see what's going on in the store? Or do you not have that anymore? Like, I am tired of hearing about Bambi and this divorce that's supposed to be happening. Now, Amy posed the question of, like, basically, are their requirements too high as women? Now, you have Jessica chiming in saying, like, no, you know, they aren't where they should be. We haven't set the standard or whatever. And then Bambi chimes in. It says that she is the prime example of what happens when you don't basically stay where your standards are. Basically saying that she dated down when she got with Scrappy. And I'm just like, but were your standards really that high, Bambi? Because I'm going to be honest, y'all. I remember when Bambi used to run around being Malaysia's little lapdog on Basketball Wives. Like, I don't ever remember her dating, like, no baller or, like, dating, like, some man who was, you know, had it going on. Like, no offense, but, like, some of y'all girls, y'all are birds. And it's okay to be a bird. Just live in it. Please. Like, y'all are out here chasing after the rappers and the ballers and whatever. Y'all not trying to date doctors or, you know, these other types of men, you know, men in different professions. Like, be honest with yourself. Even when I think about Jessica, like, girl, you let Nick Cannon play you for 8 years. And you have the audacity to be in a polyamorous relationship, which means that it was very one-sided because he was the only one who was stepping out of the relationship. Girl, you tolerated that. And on top of that, you let him take your career from you. Because I literally was thinking about Jessica White, like, yo, when's the last time you really heard of her being on top? Yeah, over 8 years ago. So I'm pretty sure there were jobs coming her way, and he probably told her, no, you ain't gotta work, I'll take care of you. And that's what you settled for. It is what it is. Like, I'm sorry, I just feel like a lot of the ladies, especially on like Love and Hip Hop and stuff, they have this idea of how, like, you know, these men should be treating me as if I'm royalty and all this stuff. And I'm just like, look at who y'all are dating and how y'all even got with them. Like, your standards weren't even high to begin with. So, I don't even know why you're expecting much out of the men that y'all chose. But let's get down to the mess, because Sierra brings up the fact that, you know, she went to Jasmine's gender reveal. And it was so weird for Erica to be like, oh, Grandma Carly, and trying to make a dig at Carly. But I'm just like, okay, whatever, girl. So the whole point of this was so that we could talk about Jessica. Because here comes Bambi. She's like, oh, well, I heard from Rennie Rucci that, like, you and Safari, y'all were having a conversation, and Safari was being really flirtatious with you, Jessica, and all this stuff. And I'm just like, and so what? This man can actually be flirtatious with whatever woman that he chooses. He's no longer married to Erica, so he owes her no loyalty. And honestly, Jessica don't even owe Erica no loyalty because she just met her. And if I'm going to be honest, they were definitely kind of flirty with each other, but I feel like that's absolutely fine. Like, I don't know where some of these women think that these men are going to be single for the rest of their life just because you left him. All because you left him does not mean that he's going to be single. There's going to be another woman somewhere who's going to be interested in him. And I really hate the fact that Erica was talking about some loyalty. And I'm just like, she doesn't owe you anything, though. Jessica literally is new to the scene. She's new to the show. And honestly, if her and Safari were to hit it off, that would be fine with me because they both tall. That's how I feel, for real. So what bothered me, though, was that you have the other ladies being like, oh, well, Jessica, you know, you give off a certain energy. It's very sensual, blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, y'all need to cut it out. Now let's slide on over to Yandy and Rashida, aka two people who can get off of this show because they ain't got nothing going on. So now Yandy is like, oh my gosh, I'm going through some issues with my husband, right? And I'm like, okay, so we about to get to something important. Nope, we ain't got to nothing, because she's going on to tell her the story about how Mendeecees did this interview, and she feels like every time he talks about his past, you know, he gets bombarded with all of this, and how, you know, his mama feels some type of way, and she feels like he needs an outlet. And I'm like, what do you want him to do? Go to therapy? I think that's a great idea, because I don't think that we need to hear about it, number one. And number two, are you trying to suggest this man get a podcast? Because we don't want that either. So now we have Rashida talking about how, oh, well, Kirk is going through the same thing because he basically always trying to points the finger and, like, blames her for things that are happening at the Frost Bistro. Then out of nowhere, she says, oh, and I'm going to throw Scrappy in here too, because this is what he does to Bambi. Girl, you ain't even talked to Scrappy. What are you talking about? Like, why are you trying to throw in Scrappy into all of it? No. You need to have a conversation about your husband. Yandy needs to have a conversation about her husband. Don't try to add in other people, because Bambi ain't even in this conversation. And also, it sounds like both of y'all husbands need therapy. How about you send them there? Matter of fact, y'all can, you know what? How about y'all all go on the show Couples Therapy? Maybe that's more y'all speed, because I don't think Love and Hip Hop is it no more. So then we hop back over to the other ladies, and Jessica is out here crying and whining about her relationship with Nicholas again, and I just completely zoned out. I'm so tired of her talking about Nick. Girl, what else is going on in your life? Are you trying to get back into modeling? Can we have you sing at a showcase? Give us something else. Now, I feel like this scene lasted so long. Like, they had to have been filming this all day long. Because now the girls are going to get spa treatments. So we see, I think it was Amy, Sierra, Yandy, and who was it? Rashida, or whatever. And Amy talking about how she got out of like a 6-year relationship. I can't even remember the guy's name who she used to date. I just remember they used to be like YouTubers or whatever. Nonetheless, she's talking about she getting out of that relationship and moving forward. She wants the type of relationship that's like, 90-10, which is the man putting in 90%, her only putting in 10. And she's like, but I'll settle for 75-25. So Yandy has to be the voice of reason and be like, girl, that's unrealistic. That is not something that's even attainable for you to, have a man who's giving you 90% and you only have to put in 10. And I'm just like, okay, Yandy's around for something good, some advice. So we kind of get a real conversation between Erica, Jessica, and I guess you could say Bambi because she was just sitting there. And they talk about how Erica has been working so hard. She mentions how she's going to go get surgery. And I'm just like, yeah, hopefully it's to get a breast reduction because, like, her boobs are out of control, especially in the confessional. But that's not what she's going in for. She has to go get her fibroids removed. And then Jessica's like, oh my gosh, I have fibroid issues as well. And I'm like, okay, see, this is what I'm saying. Sisterhood. The women bonding over like things, that they're going through that doesn't have to do with men. I feel like I understand this is Love and Hip Hop, and it's mostly based on these women who are dating men in hip hop and all of that. But I like the real stories about what they're really going through. Like, if you're having health scares or anything like that, I'm here for that. As long as it ain't Spice, because y'all know Spice been dragging it. But nonetheless, I feel like this showed a side of Erica that we're not used to, as well as Jessica. Y'all, why is the next scene Mendeecees is going to New York so that way he can talk to his mama Judy? Like, we didn't need this. Like, can y'all go have a therapy session at some point? Because I feel like that would do y'all some great service. Go have a few therapy sessions so y'all can have this in private. Let me tell you what I think is the problem with reality TV and everybody wanting to bring their mothers and fathers and aunties and cousins on the show. The problem is that I don't think that your families have an issue, honestly, with you bringing up the past. Is that you're bringing up the past on national TV where the world can judge them as well as leave comments on social media about it. Like, I really feel like that's one problem as to why a lot of these families continue to have issues. Because I feel like if y'all have like a few therapy sessions, you know what I'm saying, talk about things, it's a private matter. But when y'all go ahead and broadcast it on TV under the guise of, well, I'm telling my story. Yeah, you're telling your story, but you also, like, shitting on your family. You know what I'm saying? For being ain't shit. And I get it. That's fine if that's what you want to do. But I just feel like you're doing more damage by putting yourself and your family on blast so that the world can see, because it's deemed as relatable, but really it's more hurtful to whoever that you're trying to mend and build relationships with. A lot of this stuff needs to be in-house in a therapy session. Like Mendeecees and his mama's issues, that needs to be a therapy session. I don't need to see that on my TV screen. Even when it comes to, like, Scrappy going off on Mama D about how, like, he couldn't even sleep in his bed. I think that was last season he went off on Mama D about, like, she was running a prostitution ring and, like, he couldn't even sleep in his own bed as a child. Like, I get it. You had to let that off. But honestly, Scrappy and Mama D is another set of people. They can use a few therapy sessions. Please do that. Don't tell us, cause we just the public, and the public is gonna judge you. I'm just saying. But let's go ahead and move on, cause I don't really care about what they talking about. All right, so y'all, we get to Chaotic's music video shoot. I don't know what that was, that little dance step that they were trying to do. I don't know if that's their attempt at a TikTok move or what, but I was not here for it. He is clearly flirting with Erica Banks, who shows up. I guess she's going to be in a video or whatever. And I mean, he's picking her up and, doing all types of flirty stuff with her. And next thing you know, Amy walks up, right? Now, Amy is looking like she about to go to the Renaissance concert with her metallic, two-piece on. What bothered me about her outfit, y'all, was that her booty crack was out. Like, why is your ass crack showing? Like, the pants literally dipped so that way you can see the top of her butt crack. Like, what is this? I don't want to see it on men. I don't want to see it on women. Just throw that out there. But it is very clear that she's jealous of the fact that Chaotic is flirting with Erica. And I'm just like, girl, you just should have accepted it as what it was. Like, he saw you as a friend. Nothing really happened with y'all. So he decides to go play in Erica's face. So now Sierra pops up. I'm like, how many of these girls did you invite to the video shoot, sir? Like, the whole cast? So she comes or whatever, but she feeling some type of way about Chaotic, because she felt like with everything that went down with Scrappy, Chaotic should have stepped in. So when she gets there or whatever, first of all, she feels some type of way because the other ladies are there. So she pulls them to the side so that way they can talk. Now keep in mind, the whole time while she's talking, all you see is Erica Banks in the back patting her weave because clearly it is itching. Well, I don't know if it's a wig or a weave, but baby girl is patting it like it is itching and driving her crazy. Nonetheless, she goes in to talk about how, Chaotic, you basically should have stepped in because Scrappy, he pushed me. And I'm like, girl, no, you pushed him and he put your hand down. Like, he, pushed your hand down. She's like, he called me out my name. Scrappy did this, that, another. And Chaotic is like, listen, I tried to break y'all up, but this was not my fight. Because you have Sierra going on about how, Chaotic should have stepped in. And his response was, well, I'm not your knight in shining armor. AKA, ma'am, you're not even my girl. I ain't got to protect you like that. Now, I know that's messed up, but he is kind of telling the truth. Like, listen, neither one of y'all were listening. Y'all both are hotheads. What am I supposed to do with that? Because y'all was just going to act up how y'all was acting already. And like Chaotic said, there was other people there that could have helped you, girl. There was other people who could have, stepped in and tried to break it up. Hell, I'm surprised that security didn't get involved at some point. But they let them keep on arguing. So Sierra, she decides to leave or whatever. Basically, she wasted gas to come tell Chaotic about himself and about how she felt, because she was never going to do the music video. The next thing you know, Amy says that, Erica Banks, you got it, girl, because I'm leaving as well. So next thing you know, Scrappy ends up pulling up or whatever, and him and Chaotic talk. So Chaotic ends up explaining that Erica was just here. I'm sorry, not Erica. Sierra. Sierra was just here calling him out, all this stuff, saying that he should have broke up the fight, blah, blah, blah. Now, Chaotic is trying to explain to Scrappy that both of them were wrong, but Scrappy's like, no, I feel like Sierra was wrong. He's giving her the side eye because she tried to make it seem like he was going to put hands on her. And he's like, no, I'm not trying to put paws on her or whatever. And Scrappy just feel like Bambi and her friends, or should I say Bambi's friends, needs to get out of his business. All right, let's go ahead and wrap this on up, because we get the last scene with Yandy. She is at her restaurant. Can anybody please tell me, have they been there? Is the food good? Has anybody been to the Frost Bistro? Let me know if the food is good. Nonetheless, it's her, Rashida, and Spice shows up. So first thing these ladies talk about is the drama between Erica Mena and Scrappy, and how Mama D is the one who's spreading around this story that Diamond is pregnant. Next thing they talk about is Spice and her health. So of course she drags it out a little bit, and then she lets the ladies know that she has a second hernia. Now my question is, why did you get the first hernia? Because people don't just collect hernias like this. That's first. Secondly, next thing you know, she gets a call from her daughter. She's super excited about it, but when she answers the phone, she realizes that her daughter, it seemed like she had an allergic reaction to something, and her face swelled up. So Spice is like, oh, I gotta go, or whatever. So she leaves, and that was pretty much the end of the episode. Y'all, let me know what y'all thought about this episode. Do y'all feel like Scrappy and Sierra owe each other an apology? Do you feel like Mendeecees and his mama need to go to therapy? And do you feel like it's time for Mendeecees and Yandy, hell, and Rashida to get off the show? Let me know y'all thoughts. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I will talk to y'all in the next review. Bye, guys.